Hello, happy mamas. I'm Trish, and I came on to talk to you today about giving yourself a break. Now, the reason I'm talking to you about this today is because I really had to give myself that pep talk today and the last couple of days. So I feel like it's been a little crazy around my house. Of course, getting ready for holidays, getting ready for my parents coming to visit next week, and I have an entire spare room that needs to be dealt with. But also other things like deciding what presents to get for people, ordering stuff online so it shows up here. Yes, almost everything I do, I order online because to go to the stores is just way too much for me. I like to go to the stores if I'm not rushing, but usually my experience with my kids is, because my youngest, he only goes to school in the afternoons, he leaves the house at, close to 1 o'clock, and my older ones are home by 3:30. So it doesn't give me a ton of time to kind of lounge around. I have to be really focused on what I'm getting. It's no fun to get presents that way. So instead, I lounge around on my computer and then buy stuff on Amazon and have it sent to me. And of course, I also launched into Christmas cards this week. And oh, if you're still thinking of doing Christmas cards because you haven't done them yet, I found a really awesome website called postable.com that there's an awesome address book in there that you can use. You can send people a link and they will fill out their own information, and then you've got their correct addresses. And anything that you have, you can like upload your own addresses or type them in, which is what I did. And then you pay the company, and it's just like a Shutterfly or any one of those sites that creates the cards for you, but you have the option of letting them mail it for you. And I sent cards to Portugal, to Canada, to US, and it automatically figures out the postage based on where you're sending it, and it mails it for you. So I did that this year to save me time. So just in case anyone's wondering, feel free to let me know, or maybe I'll just leave it in the comments, and it might be an option that you consider. And, someone asked me if I do like family pictures. I don't. I just try to find whatever pictures we have, and I put like real life pictures. Like, this is what we did this year, and here's some pictures of that. And I try to at least get a couple of pictures of the kids together, and, one or two of us all together. So, and that's my UPS man, because we get deliveries every day. Anyway, so the reason I'm coming on today is because I've been staying up really late working on these cards, on gifts for my family, and trying to get the house in order. And I've been really tired, and I feel like I haven't been participating as much in Happy Mama, and I've been feeling a little guilty about that. But of course, I'm all about not feeling guilty. And so here's the thing, and this is why I'm sharing it with you too. There are so many things in our lives on a daily basis that we have to do. We have to take care of our kids. We have to take care of our husbands. We don't have to take care of them, but, we have to give them a little bit of time or love, just like we want them to do for us. We, have to at least have enough clothes washed that the kids take clean clothes to school. We have to eat. So there are several things on our to-do list, so to speak. Here's my oldest. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, let mommy finish, and then we'll hang out, okay? So there's several things that you have to do, giving your kids attention being one of them. And then at this time of year, you get this whole other load of things that become obligations as well. You have to get presents. You have to, buy enough food for company. You have to prep your house for company. And I don't know about you, but some days it just feels like too much. And some things are going to fall to the wayside. And when that happens, you have to say, that's okay. Things aren't going to fall apart if I'm not doing whatever, The things that are going to fall apart if you're not doing it, you're more than likely than not putting effort into doing that, or you're actually doing those things. You have to feed your family. You might not be cooking every day, but You know, you're going to get takeout. You're going to feed your family. So clearly that becomes a priority. You know, you have to make sure that the kids at least have clean underwear, or as best you can, you know, so that becomes a priority. Everything else, even presents to some extent, you know, because I just did, I did something on Shutterfly last night, and, you know, because it's a little bit last minute, because Christmas is next week, but it said like delivery date, you know, December 23rd or 24th. Or of course you could send it earlier, but then the price would go up by like $10. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have it come whenever it comes. I'm going to trust that it's going to arrive whenever it needs to arrive. And if it arrives after, it's not like I'm not going to see my family to give it to them. And I can write them a cute little note with a little picture and a little card saying, here's what's coming to you for Christmas. Because I'm not going to stress out about it. Because there's certain things that I have to have on my plate that absolutely needs to be taken care of. And there's other things that I don't. And that even goes as far as preparing my parents' room for their arrival. This is something I really want to do for them, and I really need to deal with that room. But if I don't have the time, and I'm really stretched to my limits, they're my parents, and I know I can say to them, I just didn't get to it. You know, would you help me clear this room out? And then, you know, we'll do it. Now, chances are I'm not going to leave it for them. I am going to do whatever I can to do it, and I'm someone who really doesn't give up. So I'm probably going to stay up until 2 in the morning tonight to make sure that it's ready for them. But if you have to say it's not going to happen, you have to put yourself and your family the priority and figure out what are the real priorities. These are choices that you can make in your life. You know, the result is not going to be devastating for the most part if you don't do one of the things on your things to do list. You know, even if you don't clean the house, it's not a devastating consequence. You know, and if it is, then there's something going on that's a real problem. So really figure out what's the most important thing. And we really have to remind ourselves at this time of year, what's the most important thing? Spending time with your family, super important. You know, taking care of the things that are, you know, survival stuff, you know, like food and love. And, you know, love is a survival thing, you know, and enough things to get through. You know, that's important stuff, you know. Clean house, you know, perfectly well done laundry, you know, everybody having the perfect gift and losing your mind about it. You know what, get a gift card, you know, or, you know, just tell the person, what do you really want? I'd love to give you something that you really want. Or what do you do for people that have everything? Well, I'll tell you, one of the things that I do is I donate to a charity in someone's name. Because it's like, you have everything. You don't need stuff, but I bet you would like to give to this charity, so I'm going to donate in your name. And I've done that. I've done that like with schools, and I do it actually every year for my son's preschool, is I donate to charities in the teachers' names. Because what am I going to give them, another scarf? You know, give them, you know, I mean, there's certain, you know, when parents get together and they'll chip in and get them like a gift card, which I'm fine with too. But if you really don't know what to get someone, get them an experience gift, you know, you know, I'm not, this isn't like a what gifts you can get kind of a live, but it does fall into it. Make it easy for yourself and still put the thought in, you know. If it's somebody who has everything, you know, for me, I made a gift for my in-laws, which was like a photo book of the kids, you know, things like that. Although that takes a lot of time, so that wasn't making it easy for myself by any stretch of the imagination. But at least I probably spent as much time on that as I would have searching for gifts for them. And that is probably true, just like trying to come up with what to get them for something that they probably don't need. So what I'm telling you is this season, give yourself a break. Figure out where you're most stressed right now for the holidays, and how can you eliminate that stress? What can you remove that is not absolutely essential to you or to your family's survival, you know? And you'll find that most things fall off. You haven't decorated the house yet? Big deal, you know? Really, at the end of the day, people who love you, who are coming to spend the holidays with you, if you say to them, I just didn't have the energy to do it this year. I just had way too much on my plate. Because they love you, they're more likely to say, how can I pitch in? And that's where we falter as moms, is we forget to ask for help. We forget to say, hey, this is a lot for me, and I just need somebody's help. And that may be what you need to do. Ask for help, or give yourself that break and just say, you know what? I don't need to do this right now. And if I don't get this done this second, my world is not going to fall apart. And that's the stuff you need to eliminate from your list during this season. You know, you really do. If you need to cater the holidays this year, cater the holidays. If you need to make less, buy less, you know, then do it. Because nobody knows the stress and pressure that you're under in your life, even like your closest family. And if you think about it, even your spouse, unless you explicitly say to them, I'm really losing it here and I need your help, or I'm really just too overwhelmed. As women, most of the time, we just assume that either they should know, so we don't tell them. It's like, well, he should know I'm stressed. He sees me here running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Like, why wouldn't he offer his help? Well, you know what? They have their own tunnel vision about what's important for them. So they're not sitting there going, how can I help her? So if you need the help, you turn to your spouse and you say, hey, I need your help. Can you please do this? You know, if you want it done. You know, if you want a beautiful Christmas dinner, or if you want a beautiful holiday, you know, adventure, then I need you to pitch in and help it happen. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it, because I'm not going to do this alone. And that's what we do. We take on everything on our shoulders. It's like the whole enchilada right here, everything, with the kids, with the house. Those of us who work, you know, outside of the home, you're still working outside of the home. You still come home and take care of the kids. You still clean the house. The stay-at-home moms, you got a million things that you're juggling too. All of us, no matter what your circumstance, you're always juggling. The one thing we have in common is we do it all ourselves. Most of the time it's because we want it done right, but we really overexert ourselves emotionally and psychologically and mentally, because we're trying to just do it ourselves, because we feel for some reason that if we don't do it ourselves, then we must be incompetent at our job. But you know what? No, you're not. You need help because there's a lot to do. And it shows your strength having the courage to say to someone, I really need your help with this. I really can't do this, you know? And that's it. So coming from my heart to yours, because it's something I needed to say to myself, which was that I really needed to give myself a break, I am, you know, telling you to give yourself a break too. So, you know, for the next couple of days, if I'm not as present here in the Facebook group, I would still love to see you guys talk to each other, engage with each other. Of course, I'm still going to be here, but I just wanted to touch base and let you know what's going on, that I've got a lot on my plate, and I need your help to keep things going during this season. So that's all. I hope you guys have a lovely evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.